Coach, this is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2, and he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go!
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Yellow. Let's go, little lady.
Pick your game up. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right.
Now the third leading rusher among rookies last year, it's Nick Chubb. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there on the first play of the game. Give him 52 yards on the ground.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's first and 10 just outside the red zone. Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
There we go.
Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up first and goal.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their...
Touchdown, Packers! Evan Ingram, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Now, this is a crew. They've come out flat their last two games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right.
Here we go.
Check, 59. Watch the pass.
Swerve, hey.
Roy.
Here we go, 47.
59.
26.
Off the play fake, Prescott.
I'm coming.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
SOS.
Hey, watch it.
Running it with the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year a season ago, Saquon Barkley. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
And it's third down.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down.
Motion. Then we're going to 53. Then we're going to 53.
59, Mike to 59. I'm coming after you.
26.
Looking to throw. Prescott going for the deep. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Brianne Body Calhoun.
Well, they didn't didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
A good pickup there, a 22. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
58, Mike. Watch twist.
Finish the game.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes.
Switch up.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. Open man right side is Ingram. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Let's go.
Evan Ingram with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
51.
Hey, kill. 27.
26, check 26.
On 2nd and 12, Prescott. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Give the sack to Barkevius Mingo, the former number 6 pick.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Strong right.
Here we go. Go to 54. Line.
Bang.
3rd and long for Prescott. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down.
Let's go, baby.
Let's check in with our referee. A very short field to work with now. 1st and goal after the great punt return. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal.
15.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. And let's see 6 defensive backs out there. They're in the dime here on 3rd and goal. Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. A costly penalty there. A lineman got downfield, and for the moment, that cost him 6 points.
Yellow. That's a line.
She runs.
Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Chung.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game.
Oh, pick! Get him!
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into 1st downs and hopefully points.
Barkley on 1st down, running into a wall as he stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Tim Williams makes the tackle.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Prescott from the gun. He's going to look deep down the field. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. So with a big gainer anyways, he'll go ahead and take that instead of the pass interference call.
They didn't need the penalty. It would have been different, right, if they had somehow lost some yardage somewhere, but they did not. Gained all they could, down to the spot of the foul. Nothing to be gained by taking the penalty.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
It's a party now. 47. Gun. 58 to Mike. Watch the curve. We're going to 54. Why ain't? 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
First down, Lions.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Here we go. Going to 54. Going to 54. 180.
Let's go.
20, 47. 26.
Prescott. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Shaq Lawson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
A run for Nick Chubb. 31 yards there and a first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Flushed out right, and he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it, live to fight another down.
He'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Yellow.
Mike with you one.
To throw, it's Mahomes. The left side throw complete to Adams. Touchdown, Packers. Devontae Adams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 21-0.
Next to score, Packers 21, Lions nothing. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Under. Here go 46.
51 to Mike.
26.
Now Prescott.
Hey, defense, let's go.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Cordero Patterson, the one he was hoping to get it to. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
We've got to wedge that, huh? Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. 41 Mike. 41 Mike. Right here. 41 and 6.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott looking deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. This is taken around the 12. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Chubb. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
No, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And he goes out right around the 39. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Prescott on 1st down. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
The Lions on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Prescott. Aguilar has it. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Check.
They'll throw again. Prescott. High throw, but the catch is made. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Even. 4 down. Even. Mike, check.
Go. Get out there.
I got wide.
26.
To the air again, Prescott.
Let's go, D.
Benjamin with it over the middle. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 12-yard line. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Prescott going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive.
Gun.
Mike 20.
Hey, kill.
Here we go.
Check Mike 27. Check Mike 27.
Let's go, D.
26.
And again, it's Prescott.
It's going to be a long day.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Nelson Aguilar. As the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Myers connects on the PAT, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them.
He's got him in, complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big play there just before halftime. 41 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Watch twist. 15. Twist. Yellow.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Looking deep for Adams. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Intended for Devontae Adams. Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Check, check. Lucky.
Let's go 47.
58's to Mike. 58 to Mike.
We're going to 54. Wide in.
Bring it. Check 24. Check 24.
26.
Prescott down. Wide open receiver complete. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
I'm here all day. Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54. Wide in. Here we go. Going to 53. Hey, 47.
That's it.
They just get the play off. Now Prescott. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 11 yards there. First down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
They go play action here on first down. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Deron Payne in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
It's 2nd down.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Check. Crunch.
Here we go. 46. Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
It's just me. Here we go. 46. 26.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd.
Oh, yeah. And here we go.
He's going to air one out.
Here we go again.
Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. That's out to Chubb, complete. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes. And an alley to run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Mahomes can sling it, but the feet are nimble too as he scrambles for a first down.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Mahomes, and his throw is incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, but now it'll be 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, check. Hey, 43. Hey, alert 3.
Where you at? Who's that? Is that yours? Who's that?
Check Mike. Nice.
Throwing now is Mahomes. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. Touchdown, Packers. Stephon Diggs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Prescott. He sets to fire deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Nickel Roby-Coleman there defensively.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
Because they have, you're right, they have had no room to breathe.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. 58.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Anthony Zettel popping in for the sack.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away.
The Packers take over 1st and
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And again, it's Chubb. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Back now at Lambeau. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number. Oh, Chubb fumbled it, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
27.
Prescott now after the fumble recovery. This complete left side to Aguilar. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Prescott now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Going up top. And incomplete. An excellent play downfield. Should have been picked off, really. But 2nd down instead. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Prescott. And an alley to run. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. Touchdown, Packers. Nick Chubb. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And that interception key as it leads to the touchdown. Elliott good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
38, line 7. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Bring it up.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Push him back.
Guns.
Throwing. Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. First thrown out for the backup Kessler. He's going to wind up and air it out. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nickel Roby-Coleman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And they're going to get the first down here across the 15-yard line. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They run, Chubb, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Check yellow. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Chubb. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. The safety, Patrick Chung, is the one who makes the stop. The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Chubb on the counter. Big hold of the 30. And all the way up to the 37-yard line. Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to...
And he loses the football a 2nd time. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. Prescott to throw it. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Then we're going to 53.
Watch twist.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Escaping the pressure right, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely... to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
Hey, 58 is the mic. Going 58's the mic.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go. 58, boys.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
Here I come.
Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it.
Switch. Hey, here we go, 47. Hot 7, hot 7.
41's the mic. 41's the mic. Check 41.
Yeah, let's get 26.
Now Prescott on 4th down. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Packers D comes up with a big stop. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
58, right there.
Hey, 15. I'm coming after you. Hey, 57. Switch.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Green Bay, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll get another home date next week as the Raiders will come to town. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.